there! Welcome back to another episode. Last episode, we managed to craft 14 of the items required for the ATM star. As you can see, I actually retextured the dark matter block here so that you can see it in the crafter. It was totally invisible before. But there we go. 14 items for the star, and today we work on more. One of the items I've been looking at that we need to craft are these unobtainium aldemodium alloy blocks. So they're going to require a whole bunch of unobtainium and a whole bunch of aldemodium. I guess we should get started farming those. The first step, of course, to farming aldemodium and unobtainium is having them in the first place. We need this unobtainium ore, obtainable in the End Highlands biome only. Seems easy enough to find. Problem is, I'm willing to bet that our aldemodium pickaxe will not do the job. I'm pretty sure we need a vibranium pickaxe. So we're going to have to do a bit of an upgrade. And then I want to enchant it this time. We're going to need a lot of unobtainium. So I want to use fortune. Unlike last time with the vibranium where we just kind of went in raw. This time, I actually want to get some good yields. Don't forget to subscribe. So here's our pickaxe. Let's get it enchanted. I have these books for efficiency 6. Any one of those will do. But for fortune, I only have this pickaxe that has a fortune 4 enchantment. I think we got this from the pyramid in the other. So if we're going to want to move that enchantment over, we're going to have to build a machine to do that. The machine I'm talking about, of course, is the enchantment extractor from Industrial Foregoing. Though we're going to need a bit of pink slime to make it, so we need to go set the slaughter factory back up. I'm feeling a bit lazy, so just pull this out, replace it, put these in. And there's the pink slime. There's our bucket's worth. Got it. Luckily, we have some latex left over from when we had the setup before. We're not going to need a ton of this. Just for simplicity's sake, we'll set up 2 dissolution chambers, one for the latex recipes, and one for the pink slime recipes. Pity machine frame becomes simple machine frame. And simple machine frame becomes advanced. I need some paper, so let's do something really satisfying. I think it goes all the way up to build height. That ended up being almost 4 stacks of sugarcane. Not bad. Just go ahead and plug this bad boy in. Fill it with books. So all you have to do is just take your item you want to disenchant, put it in here, and the enchantments all come off in book form. Look at that. Easy. I think we could use it to actually split this book up too if we felt like it. Not sure if that's needed, but hey, why not? Efficiency 6. Fortune 4. That should be good enough. Don't need this anymore. Goodbye. This pickaxe does 113 damage. Who needs a sword? Next up, if we're going to go collect unobtainium in the end, we got to go to the end. Looks like we need to bake a delicious end cake to go to the end. Tastes like ender. Ironically, the toughest part about this recipe is I don't have vanilla milk for a cake. We're gonna have to come up with a creative solution for that. It says if I melt a skeleton skull, I can get milk. That'll do. I happen to have skeleton skulls. I don't know where we picked these up, but I'll take it. Hey, look, milk. So we also need an egg. I believe that chickens spawn in the Twilight Forest, so maybe we can just go there and pick one up. Any chickens? Hello? Hello, chickens? Got saplings. That's not what I want. I decided to turn on the minimap to make it easier to find a chicken. Aha, chickens! I guess I'm just gonna sit here until one of them makes an egg. It dropped a feather, but not an egg? This is a scam. Chickens still drop eggs in Minecraft, right? I didn't forget something? Or miss an update, maybe? Finally an egg! Yes! Okay, we can go home now. Cake acquired. It has an EMC value. We should probably just go record that. I'm never making a cake manually again. And here we go. Delicious end cake. Just the way Mom used to make. Got our destruction gadget. Got our jetpack. We have our pickaxe. I think we're ready for an end adventure. It's like a regular end. There's blocks. Oh my goodness. Can I just punch an end crystal and be fine? We have like 1000 armor toughness. It doesn't even matter. I think I can kill a dragon while it's still flying. It's so easy. Oh my god. Oh my god. I killed the dragon with a pickaxe. What is this mod pack? Okay, we do need the dragon egg. Got it. Oh, I forgot we need dragon's breath. Hold on. Come back, dragon. Round 2. Interested? Did I start breaking the crystals before the dragon fully regened? That's wild. Alright, now we wait for the dragon to shoot us. Will you shut up? Oh, wait. Did I get it? Okay, we got it. But you're going down. You're too annoying. One of them ended up being Ender Air. Yeah, we might use that. This makes it too easy with this pickaxe. God, this pickaxe is so strong. 113. How much does a netherite sword do? $8. This is more than 10 times as good as a netherite sword. It spawns a dragon egg every time you kill it. Must be a modded feature. Now we'll use our trusty nature's compass to find the right biome to get the unobtainium. We need to go to the End Highland biome. Only 1,000 blocks away. Easy. Here's we're in the right biome. Let's just start going crazy with the destruction gadget. Goodbye, Frienderman. This is a really deep biome. I didn't realize the islands were so deep. Aha, we found some. I'll take that. We're going to need many blocks of this to get going, so let's just keep going, keep mining. We ended up with 3 stacks and 2 of the stuff. Pretty good, pretty good. When it comes to farming this stuff, there's basically 2 ways to do it. The first thing we can do is make an unobtainium bee, which will just produce the unobtainium honeycomb, which we can, I believe, put through a centrifuge and receive unobtainium that way. Only problem is to get the unobtainium bee, we have to go through a complicated sequence of bee breeding and make many, many, many bees and collect bees from all over the place and breed them. That just ain't gonna happen. That leaves us with mystical agriculture. We can turn blocks of unobtainium into seeds, and then these seeds grow unobtainium essence, which can be turned into nuggets. Much more straightforward. The question then becomes, how do we farm the seeds? Well, we could manually farm them. Not gonna happen. We can make some kind of complicated contraption, maybe using create deployers to replant the seeds. Seems like too much work to me. How about just using a machine to farm them? There's plenty that do it. So these seeds could be grown in the garden cloche, in a phytogenic insulator, or, it doesn't say it here, but you can also use the hydroponic bed from industrial foregoing. As far as I'm concerned, the phytogenic insulator and the cloche are basically the same, except the phytogenic insulator is faster. So we'll just mark the cloche right off. So that leaves us with the hydroponic bed and the phytogenic insulator. Which should we choose? Let's compare the pros and cons of each machine, and then we'll make our decision. Let's start with the hydroponic bed. Pros. It's fast. Cons. We have to make fertilizer, which requires us to work with mobs. We have to make plastic to craft it. We have to craft it with the dissolution chamber. We have to trap a wither and then laser drill its head in order to get ether gas just to run the machine. We have to farm the Guardian of Gaia from the Botania mod to make magical soil in order to farm unobtainium and all the modium with it. Like, are you kidding me? I don't want to do that. Next up, phytogenic insulator. Pros. Easy to craft. We already have everything we need. And it only uses water and RF as inputs. Cons, it's slower than the hydroponic bed. And that's it. So phytogenic insulator is the easy choice. We can just spam these as much as we want. We'll have to make more seeds to get more output, but overall it's going to be a much simpler, much more straightforward process. Don't have to do a lot of futzing and workarounds. So let's get cracking with mystical agriculture. First up, we need to make an infusion altar and 8 infusion pedestals so that we can make all the seeds for mystical agriculture. We'll start with some space. That'll do. I'm going to take the infusion altar and place it in the center. Then it'll highlight with these little ghost blocks where we're supposed to put all the pedestals. Finally, we just need a button to activate the altar when the items are in place. Next up, seed making. There's one item that we're going to need for the ATM star that's made out of very basic mystical agriculture items, and that's red sand. It's made out of fire essence and dirt essence. They're made out of dirt and fire seeds, respectively. So you'll notice that each of the seeds has a seed base in the center, has some essence around it, and then an additional material that relates to what the seeds make. So these are fire seeds. They use the fire agglomerate, which is made out of this stuff. Dirt seeds are just dirt. So we'll craft us some seed base. And let's say we want dirt seeds first. That's nice and easy. This should be everything we need. So we'll place the seed base in the center. Then we'll place the remaining items around the outside. The order does not matter. And when everything's in place, just hit the button. Then they kind of vomit into the center, and pretty soon we'll have some seeds. Let's make 2. All the different types of seeds follow this basic structure, but the higher tier seeds require higher tier materials. Most notably, the highest tier seeds require this Insanium block, which is made out of a whole bunch of Insanium essence, which you have to craft up from the lower tier essences using an infusion crystal. The master infusion crystal is the best because it's unlimited, and the regular one has a durability. What we're going to want to do is make a master infusion crystal, and then use it to automate making the Insanium essence out of the lowest tier essence. We have quite a bit of Inferium essence from sieving, so we should have plenty of Insanium for all of our plans for the rest of the time. First things first, we need to make some Insanium, so we'll make our first infusion crystal, then we'll use it to start leveling up some essence. Looks like we need several stacks of this crafted up. Oh, wow. It already ran out of durability. Jeez, those are really, really low durability. And there we go. 1 Master Infusion Crystal. Now let's set up an automation to utilize this. All right, this is everything we need to get this system going. I have an RF Tools crafter here. It's infused because if you don't infuse it, it'll actually use power faster than it can draw it. I have 1 of each essence. Oh, I forgot the blue one. Okay, now it's really everything. We have 1 of each essence for filter purposes and a little bit of QIO and our Master Infusion Crystal. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is place in the Master Infusion Crystal and 1 of each of the lower tier essences. Hit this R, and that's going to leave a little ghostly reminder. And that means that those slots are permanently reserved for those items, meaning that this crafter could never be so full on the inputs that these aren't available. All right, let's start setting the filters for these recipes. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to JEI over here. Let's go to the 2nd tier essence. Click the plus sign. It'll automatically fill the recipe. We'll tell it we want to use the Master Infusion Crystal. Notice we have slot 1 selected. And then we'll tell it to send the results back to the internal buffer. Apply. So that's ready to go. And then we can continue to do that for the rest of the essences. So we can go up to the orange tier. Internal buffer. Blue tier. Internal buffer. Red tier. Set to internal. And then finally at the bottom here, we're going to do the purple essence. But instead of saying internal buffer, because we wanted to output this, we're going to choose EXTC. Then it's going to go to the external buffer, but extra items that aren't consumed, such as the Master Infusion Crystal, will go back into the input buffer so that it'll stay here forever, crafting all of our items for us. Make sure it's in fast mode. Now we just got to set up a little bit of QIO. So we will tell it to export the lowest tier essence. And we'll tell it to import the highest tier essence. And you can see it's just going wild. And every so often, highest tier will come up here, and it'll just do the rest for us. It's slowly creeping up. So if we give it some time, eventually we'll have tons and tons of this stuff. As I said before, we're going to want to make red sand using mystical agriculture. The red sand will be used to make red sand block 4 times compressed, which can be made into a dimensional seed among a bunch of other 4x compressed blocks, and finally put into the ATM star. There's a few other ways to farm red sand, but this certainly seems like the most straightforward to me. Where should we do mystical agriculture? That'll do nicely. So what I want to do is set up an XNet network that can kind of control all of our plants for us. We don't need a ton of mystical agriculture, so just a small area like this will be fine. Something like this should do nicely. So we can start by placing a phytogenic insulator for each of the seeds that we want to grow. We're going to want to upgrade them so they're not at base speed. Integral components. Linkage amplifier, which will speed them up. And then the cyclical processing, which will allow the machine to return the seeds back to the input, so we never have to worry about that. Give them each water, just like so. Give them each energy, just like so. And then we want to take all the items that they produce and send them to another crafter. So we can plug a new crafter into the system. We can give it power. Then we can make an item channel to move the outputs of the phytogenic insulators into the crafter. Now I just got to make sure these inputs and outputs are set properly. We can put our seeds in. And the rest is automatic. The seeds grow. And the items are deposited in here. We'll hit R to remember those items so that there's always a space for each of those. We'll tell it to make red sand. Not red snad. Red sand. Tell it to go to the external buffer. And there we go. We're producing red sand. Next, we can plug a netherite barrel into the system. with the compacting upgrade. Then we can make a new item channel and grab the output of the crafter and put it into the barrel here. So now these make the essences. It gets ported directly into here, which makes red sand, which gets moved directly to here, which is going to get compacted into our 4x red sand block forest. Before we know it, we're going to have our 4x compressed red sand. Nice and easy. Looks like we've made a whole bunch of Insanium essence in the meantime, so we can start sending up more phytogenic insulators. With the resources we had, I was able to make 4 Aldemodium seeds and 4 unobtainium seeds. So let's just go ahead and plug them in. Just like that. Next, we'll pop in a crafter just for those recipes. And we'll tell the XNet how to move the items. And now we're collecting essence inside of this crafter, which we can craft into nuggets and then into ingots. Remember these slots. Then let's put the nuggets and send them back to the internal buffer. Remember those so they never run out of space. And then we'll make ingots to send to the external buffer. And just like that, we're farming endgame materials. We could even set it to fast mode. Just pop a QIO importer. They're gone because they're in our system. So now all we have to do is wait and the unobtainium will just tick in. So if we want to increase our yields now, all we have to do is make more seeds and make more phytogenics, and we just scale the system like this. Put it all through the crafter and we just win the game. Farming endgame materials is just that easy. Before we finish the episode, I want to make at least one item to put in this crafting grid for the ATM star. I want to try to complete at least one requirement for the star every episode until we finish it. I think this dimensional seed is a great goal for today. We already have the red sand going, and the emeralds we already have from sieving. It's just these other ones around the outside that we have to work towards. Let's get the easy ones out of the way first. Our best friend for this is of course going to be the netherite barrel, and we'll use the compacting upgrade to make all of them into 4x materials real easy for us. We already have sources of endstone and netherrack here. We just gotta tap into them. Just get this out of the way. Put this down. And it'll start compacting the netherrack up for us. Just gotta wait a few minutes for it to become a 4x. There it is. Now we'll just move this on across. Remove this. And let the endstone do the same thing. Perfect. There we go. Next, we'll place it on top of a cobble gen. We'll wait until a 4x cobblestone shows up. Perfect. Now we'll take this 4x cobblestone and run it through a crusher. And there we go. 4x gravel. As I said, we already had that many emeralds from sieving. And in the time it took to do that, we actually have the red sand twice over from the mystical agriculture. That's 5 out of the 9 requirements done already. Now for the blackstone, the clay, the soul sand, and the obsidian, we're going to go dig into some new technology to make it real quick and easy. Maybe not so new. We're going to be using Project E, but we're going to be using a new device from Project E we haven't used before yet. I'm talking specifically about the energy condenser. The energy condenser is a special item where you feed it in items and it'll automatically break them down into EMC and store them in this bar up here. Then you can have a target item up here that it will automatically convert the items into. We're of course going to be putting the Certus quartz dust through because not only do we have 1 million of it, but we don't need 1 million of it for any reason at all ever, in any stretch of the imagination, in any timeline. So I've got a pipe here that's going to pull out anything that's not Certus quartz and put it in our trusty barrel. Let's start by telling it we want blackstone. We can put it right in this slot here. Then we'll turn on our QIO exporter. That's going to export Certus quartz. It's going to be put in here at high speeds. And then it's going to convert it directly into blackstone. Exportable directly into our barrel. Shouldn't take too long at all to get up to 4x. There we go. Blackstone's done. Let's go ahead and switch over to clay. Clay goes Clay's done. Soul sand's done. And obsidian's complete. Would you look at that? That means we have every item we need to make a dimensional seed. And there we go. One more item checked off the list. I did notice one more item in here that we can complete right now. And that's the creative essence. It just takes tons and tons of Insanium, which we've already set up the production for. Yoink. And there we go. One more item checked off the list. Look at us making progress. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today. We managed to complete 2 items for the ATM star, though. We went to the end, destroyed the Ender Dragon with nothing but a pickaxe and a jetpack, and a bunch of other toys. Got our first unobtainium and started farming it. 1 at Mystical Agriculture, 1 at Project E, and we are set up for success. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like the video, push all the buttons, ding all the bells. It really helps me out a lot. And I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks again. Ta-ta for now.